up, family? What is up? Another Tuesday. We are back and we're going to talk about what Spirit is asking you right now. Spirit has a question for you because Spirit had this same question for me. And we're going to talk about what that question is. We're going to talk about what your answer is to that question, how that answer affects you. What is up? Go ahead, come in, like, and share the video. Say what's up when you come in so I know who's here. Hey, Iman. What is going on? I got to talk to y'all about what Spirit is asking you right now. I got to talk to y'all about what Spirit is asking you right now. What Spirit is asking you right now? Ooh, and it's such a great question. It is such a great question what your spirit, what your higher self is asking of you right now. It's a great question. And sorry. It's a great question, and I want to know y'all's answers. And I want y'all to be honest about this thing because your answer to this question makes the difference in your life. All right? Your answer to this question really makes the difference. It really makes the difference, right? And I be noticing this left and right with a whole bunch of people in this spiritual community. And I want to challenge y'all right now. So go ahead, put a 1 in the chat if you are excited to hear about this question. Put a 1 in the chat. Because I ain't going to hold up too much time. I want to tell y'all what the question is, and then we're going to talk about it. Put a 1 in the chat if you want to know what Spirit is asking you right now. Put a 1 in the chat if you want to know what Spirit is asking you right now. Yeah, y'all want to know. I love it. For some reason, I am also pulled to the Soul's Journey lesson cards. I feel pulled to this deck right now. So before I tell y'all that question, let's also see what lesson we are learning for the rest of this winter season. Let's also see what lesson we are learning for the rest of this winter season. Okay? Pull to the Soul's Journey cards. And y'all already know we cosmic family. Y'all already know we soul family. And with that being said, a lot of the times we are experiencing the same thing all at the same time. We're going through some of the same stuff all at the same time. We're having some of the same thought processes. We're having some of the same experiences. So I want to know what soul lesson, what's the soul lesson that we have for the rest of this winter season? After we get this card, we are going to go ahead and talk about what Spirit is asking of you right now. What Spirit is asking of you right now. But as we do that, Spirit, I want to know, what is our lesson for the rest of this winter season? Because you got the rest of January, you got all of February in this winter season. And then we're going to be going into the spring equinox. And the spring equinox, y'all, is all about grounding. It's all about seeds that you're sowing, right? And in order for you to sow seeds that are fruitful, in order for you to sow seeds into fertile ground, I want to know what lesson your soul is asking for you to learn and get right now in this winter, so that when the springtime comes, you are ready. Let me say what's up to the family. What's up, Iman? Mad Titan, to know is real. Shay, Phenomenal Life. What's up, babe? What's up, Osset? What's up, Angel Army? What's up, Ryan? God King, the Hood Hippie. I love that name, Hood Hippie. I think that is so cool. Alchemy Key, what is up? What is up, Day Love? What's up over here on Instagram? Let me see y'all's names. Hold on. What's up, King Nasim? What's up? What's up, Kai FX? What's up, X444? And what's up, Ann? What's up, Leisha or Isha? Ooh. All right, we got two cards that we are rolling with, and I am so excited about them. What is up, Purple Goddess? What's up, I Am To Me? What's up, Marcus? What's up, Tinsy? Big Nikki, the Dark Goddess. What's up over here? We got two cards right now. We got two cards that your higher self wants you to get this lesson before we move into the spring. While we're still in this winter season, we got two cards that your soul wants you to get. The first card is health. Honey, Conjure Queen made a post on Instagram yesterday. Conjure Queen made a post on Instagram yesterday saying it is so important for spiritual people to have balance. Sometimes y'all be too spiritual. You be too in the ethers. You be too in the astral. You be too out there and you're not even paying attention to your health, to your mental health, to your emotional health, to your physical health. Which all of those things come together is what makes up your spiritual health. Stop being all conspiracy theorists thinking COVID don't exist, because I know too many people that's done had COVID. And I want to tell y'all that spiritual people do get COVID. Do not think that you are exempt. Do we understand? Right? Too many of y'all feel like you don't have to exercise, you don't have to eat healthy, you just gonna do alchemy on all of that. And to some extent you can do alchemy, but are you really doing the alchemy? Are you really talking to your food and transforming your food? Are you really having a sacred connection with your body and talking to your body? Can you even communicate with your organs? Right? When you have an ache or a pain in your body, do you have the mental fortitude and the spiritual power to communicate with that part of your body, ask it why it is feeling however it is feeling, and then fortify it with strength? Give that part of your body what it needs to be healthy, what it needs to be revived. See, a lot of times we just talking and we not really doing the alchemical work. So on the physical level, family, on the physical level, we do need to pay attention to what we're eating. We do need to not be excessive and be greedy, right? We don't need to be gluttonous, right? Those 7 deadly sins, all of those things are dealing with the physical, okay? You do need to pay attention to those things. This card says, I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. Honor the physical vessel that enshrines your soul. Honor it. This is so in alignment because on Instagram, I made a post yesterday. Shout out to the people who are here on Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram and you are over here on YouTube, I want to tell you, take a moment to make sure you go follow me on Instagram because I post things there that probably won't make it to YouTube. And then people who are on Instagram, if you are not subscribed on YouTube, take a moment to subscribe on YouTube because I post things there that probably won't make it to Instagram. But I made a post yesterday talking about how do you honor yourself? The same way you honor a deity, some of y'all, the same way you honor Jesus Christ, Allah, Muhammad, Sri Ramakrishna, the Buddha, the same way you honor all of these people and you hold these deities in high regard, the same way you do that is the same way you need to hold yourself in high regard. Is the same way that you need to have a great esteem for yourself. It's the same way that you need to have a high respect and honor for yourself. Okay? So you need to honor the physical body that enshrines your soul because that physical body, it's your vehicle. The physical body is your vehicle that gets you from point A to point B and you got places where you need to go. And the physical body gives you messages and signs and symbols as to where you are spiritually. All right. The other card that came out is balance. Balance. We got to get some balance. Dream and I did something last night that was a manifestation of balance, and I'm so grateful for it. So we have businesses, and we spend a lot of time in those businesses. We spend a lot of time learning, studying, growing in business, right? But yesterday, we made the decision that we were going to create balance in our household and we were going to dedicate a certain amount of time just to our kids uninterrupted. No phones, no TV, no laptops, no iPads, just us and our kids playing. Why? Because balance is important right now. So this card says, I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. Balance doesn't necessarily mean that you do everything equally. Balance does not necessarily mean that you do everything equally, right? I'm up here doing this live. I may be up here for 2 hours handling business. That doesn't mean that when I go downstairs with my kids, I'm going to play with them for 2 hours straight. That doesn't mean that I'm going to watch TV for 2 hours straight. Balance just means that I have harmony within my life, meaning the way that things are operating, the way that things are moving within me personally and within my external world, there's a flow. There's an ease, there's a grace. Everything is in harmony, everything is in balance. So those are the two things that as we finish out this January and as we go into February and leading up to March, I want y'all to really put some focus and some attention into your physical health, into your emotional health and your emotional wellness. Put some energy into that. Put some focus into that. Some of y'all have not moved your body in I don't know how long. Okay? And I'm not talking about just going to work and da 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 da. I'm talking about intentionally stretching on purpose. I'm talking about doing those squats on purpose. I'm talking about drinking water on purpose. All right? Let me get an Ashe in the chat if those two cards for the soul lesson resonate with you. And then we're going to talk about what Spirit is asking you right now. Put an Ashe in the chat if those cards resonate with you on some level or another. It may be the health one resonates with you. It may be balance resonates with you. Only you know what is divine and sacred within you right now. All right, bet. So, let me tell y'all what one of the problems is. Some of y'all literally have a problem with seeing the full manifestation of the things that you desire. Some of y'all have a problem with seeing the manifestation of the things that you desire. You have things in your heart that you want to manifest. You have things in your heart that you want to experience, but for some reason, it is not coming to pass. For some reason, you are creating the same cycles over and over and over again. That's a problem. That's a problem. Okay? And why that happens is because this question right here. I want y'all to really ask yourself, are you a student or are you a follower? Spirit wants you to ask yourself that question. Are you a student or are you a follower? Now, of course, right now, we're going to talk about what the difference between those two are. Oh, but I tell you, some of y'all don't know you've been being a follower. And that is why you're not seeing the transformation. You're not seeing the transformation because you've been following and not being a student. Right? See, a student implements. A student is a scientist. A student does the work. Y'all remember when you was in school, a part of school was you had work to do. A part of being a student was you had work to do. Sometimes you had work that you had to do at the school, right? We're in the school of life right now. Sometimes you had work to do at the school. Sometimes you had homework. Either way, you had work to do. And some of y'all are like, why is it not happening for me, D-Ray? Why do I feel like I'm backtracking? Why do I feel like I'm not accomplishing the things that I want to accomplish? It's because you're being a follower and not a student. And see, it is because I love you that I come and bring you this information. But how many of you know that there are some of y'all that are going to be bothered by what I'm saying right now? Some of y'all are not going to like what I'm saying. Some of y'all are going to be like, oh, let me get off of this video. Why? Because you rather somebody just fill you up, just say stuff, get your energy all up and moving. And then right when that video is done, you back doing the same stuff you've been doing. Somebody give you a glimpse of hope. Somebody give you something that, ooh, makes you feel good. And then you don't do nothing with that energy. That's what y'all be liking. Some of y'all. Probably most of y'all, if I'm being honest. So I want you to really ask yourself, am I a student or am I a follower? Really ask yourself that question. Because I'm going to tell y'all what followers do. Followers, they up on all the content. Every time a video is uploaded, every time a video, somebody go live, you up on all the content. You in the chat, you chatting, you there, you present, you liking, and you doing those things. But when you get off, it's back to the same old stuff. I know. I know. I know. I know. I know this may be challenging for some of y'all. I know it is. I know it is. Because this, what I'm telling you right now, which is something that all of us need to hear, this is what's going to make you responsible and accountable for your life. Because I'm here to tell you that watching all of these videos and not doing anything about it, right? Not taking action is not going to transform your life. And then you end up being mad at the people that you follow because you're like, damn, I'm following you. I'm seeing your life transform. I'm seeing great things happen for you. I'm seeing all of this. I'm seeing all of that. But my life isn't transforming. My life isn't transforming. And then, and when it comes down to being a student, here's the thing. You have to be a student to become a master. You have to become a student of life in order for you to become who you need to become. Some of y'all are focusing on the manifestation and you're not focusing on who you must become to manifest. Okay? In order for you to become, you must learn. You must learn what are the thoughts, what are the beliefs, what is the energy, what is the focus, what are the habits of a person who has this manifestation that I seek to create for my own life. Okay? Does that make sense, y'all? So learning, implementing is something that you cannot get away from as you are on this spiritual path. You're constantly becoming. You're constantly transforming. You're constantly being a student of yourself, learning yourself, getting to know yourself. Okay? Let me know if that makes sense. Y'all kind of quiet in the chat. I don't know. Is it hard to take? Is it hard to take? Y'all can let me know. If it is, it's okay. I'm not mad. It is what it is. It is what it is. If it's a hard pill to swallow, it's a pill for you to swallow. And I'm getting it, and I understand from my own walk of life. I don't want you to follow me. I don't want you to, even when we think about Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ didn't want people to be followers of him. Jesus Christ wanted you to implement. And I'm not saying that Jesus is absolutely real. And so I'm talking about the story. Understand that for you spiritual people. The story and the message that a lot of people in religion are missing. They think that they just have to follow. When the real purpose of getting those stories was so that you could understand that you too can be that same way. You too can be a healer. You too can raise the dead, right? You too can part the oceans. You too can really be a divine sacred being in this physical form. That's what this was about. It was not a story just for you to like, ooh, the one and only Buddha, the one and only Jesus. There's something floating above my head. Okay, spirit. Right? It was not meant for you to just hear the stories and not apply it to your life, family. So spirit is asking you, are you a student or a follower? If you're being a follower, then you're still caught up in that religious mindset. If you are being a follower, you're still caught up in that religious mindset. Meaning, I don't got to do nothing. I don't got to do nothing. All I got to do is listen to the word. All I got to do is listen to the word, say my prayers, and things are going to happen. But you missed the part that says faith without work is dead. The work is the essence of the student. The work is the essence of a student. A student does the work. And as a student continues doing the work over and over and over and over again, the student becomes a master, or what we call the master student. And when a student masters something, I love this. When a student masters something, then a student can turn around and teach something. Right? See, some of y'all spiritual people, geez Louise, y'all don't be understanding. Some of y'all be too spiritual for your own good. Some of y'all, and then it's funny because it's a facade. Because true spirituality is about transformation. But it'd be a whole bunch of words. I am this, I am that. A whole bunch of words and no transformation. A whole bunch of words. A whole bunch of typing in the chat. But no transformation. You're not becoming something different. And trust me when I say this to y'all, family, I'm not saying this to you to shame you in no way, shape, or form. I do not want you to feel ashamed. I want you to have conviction. I want you to have conviction. I want you to say, you know what? I'm going to convict myself to start actually doing something different. Right? I'm going to actually stop just getting on these YouTube videos just to get high off somebody. That's what y'all be doing. You watch these people videos and you get high in that moment, but that high doesn't transform into action. That high doesn't transform into implementation. That's why some of y'all actually need a community. That's why some of y'all, and this is a 6 year, 2022 is a 6 year, and 6 is all about community. It's all about family, right? It's all about masculine and feminine energy truly coming together. Some of y'all really need a community because you need somebody to actually say, did you do that meditation today? Did you actually act on that business plan today? You need somebody to actually do that for you. And let me tell y'all, the truth of the matter is the reason why you don't implement and the reason why you're not seeing the transformation that you seek to experience, the blockage is the ego. And you don't even recognize it. Some of y'all truly do not really know what the ego is. The ego is that part of you that is comfortable. That ego is that part of you that says, you know what, I'm too tired to meditate. The ego is that part of you that says, you know what, I've had a long day. I ain't going to get in that spiritual bath. Even though your intuition told you to. Your ego seeks to keep you comfortable even if whatever this comfortability is no longer serving you. Are you a student or a follower? Some of y'all are really just following. And I appreciate the love, but I really want to see people that I deal with transform. I don't even want to, as far as like my coaching, right? I coach spiritual women. I coach spiritual women in renewing their spirit, reinvigorating their relationships, and rediscovering their purpose. I literally help women rediscover their purpose, renew their spirit, meaning they get back into themselves, they get to understand who they really are, and they reinvigorate their relationships. They reinvigorate their relationship with themselves and with other people. That is what I do. But if you are not serious about doing the work, it's a waste of time. I had a complimentary call with a woman on Sunday. This was one of the best complimentary calls I've had. Because when we got on that phone, sis was so prepared. The lady on the complimentary call was so prepared. Like when I tell y'all, she came ready. She was like, I got this going on. I got this going on. I'm trying to work through this. I'm trying to move forward. This is the problem. This is the work that I've done in the past. And she was prepared because she's ready for the transformation. Okay? So let me ask y'all in the chat. And I want y'all to put it in the chat. I want you to let me know, who or what are you becoming right now? Who or what are you becoming right now? I know for me, I'm becoming more disciplined, which takes work. I know for me, I'm becoming more consistent, which takes work. I know for me, I'm becoming more abundant, which takes work. Who are you becoming right now? Who are you becoming right now? My best self. Bree, you said your best self. What does that best self look like? There you go, Savvy. We gotta start being deliberate about these things. Like Savvy said, proactive. Proactive. That means she's being deliberate. That means she's being conscious of what she is doing. She's not sitting back and waiting on anything. She's going and getting it. See, Bree and Ann, y'all said a better person or my best self. That's too lofty, sisters. That's too lofty. That's too like out here. What does a better person for you actually look like? What is she doing? What is she saying? How is she acting? How is she behaving? What does your best self actually look like, Bree? What is she doing? What is she saying? How is she acting? So when we're trying to determine who we are becoming, we got to be precise. Because a better person, we've been being a better person for forever. Since you were a child, you've been trying to be a better person. But what specific things make you a better person? There we go, Bree. I'm becoming confident. Now, when we're talking about confidence, we know there's a way that you need to show up. So when you're being shy, when you're being modest, right? When you're playing small, now you know, okay, I'm still being in that follower mode. I'm listening. I'm looking at confident people. I'm listening to confident people, but I am not doing the work to be a confident person. You have to be specific about what it is that you're becoming and how you are transforming. And you actually have to become a student of that thing. So you have to ask yourself, what is true confidence? Now you need to get into some books. You need to study confident women. Okay? There you go. There you go, Anne. If a better person to you means I am more disciplined, let's understand where discipline comes from. I tell you right now, discipline is a manifestation of the solar plexus, which is directly related to your willpower. Okay? So if you need to be a more disciplined person, you need to be dealing with more fire energy. You need to study fire energy. You need to become a student of fire. You need to become a student of people who you see being disciplined, being consistent day in and day out. And you're a student to them, meaning you're gaining, and not just a person. This can be, like I said, fire. You can study the element of fire and help yourself to become more disciplined. Or even breathe more confidence. That's some solar plexus energy. Okay? So it's important to stop just listening to this stuff and start actually implementing the stuff. Right? That's dope, Hood Ganesha. I am becoming focused, self-aware, and disciplined. So when you feel yourself being distracted, the student is going to say and ask yourself, what is most important for me to do right now? What do I need to be doing right now to be aligning with my goals? And that question ties hand in hand with self-awareness. That question ties hand in hand with self-awareness, Hood Ganesha. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Let me look on Instagram. I'm becoming more balanced, disciplined, abundant, and liberated. Yes, these are things that you can go forward in. What does balance look like? It looks like maybe taking a little bit less off your plate. It looks like maybe adding time in your daily schedule just for you, right? And consistently doing that. See, so many people are saying discipline because discipline is a big one, right? Discipline is a big one for me and for you. The driving force behind discipline is going to be your true desire to change, your deep desire to transform, your deep desire to become anew with discipline. Because the opposite of discipline is ego. Because the ego is like, no, we don't need that. The ego is like, no, the work that you're doing is not really happening. The work that you're doing is not making a difference. And so when you know you should be doing something and those voices creep in your head, I want you to know that those voices are not you. Those voices are your old experiences, your traumatic experiences where maybe you tried something new and it didn't create the results that you wanted. Okay? A lot of people are putting more abundance. What does abundance look like to you? What does abundance look like to you? Not just the word. What does it look like in your actions? What have you been doing that has been stopping your abundance? What have you been doing that has been stopping your abundance? And how do you become consistent in doing the opposite of that thing? How do you start to implement the lessons that you've learned when you were not abundant, when you were not disciplined, when you were not consistent, when you were not speaking your truth? Okay? A lot of people are putting abundant, abundant, abundant. And I love that. I want y'all to be abundant. But what changes must you make in your daily life to manifest abundance? Who must you become? An abundant person is a person who is conscious of their spending habits. An abundant person is a person who is conscious of their triggers and things that make them go out and start spending money unnecessarily. An abundant person is an investor. An abundant person is an investor. They invest in themselves. They invest in their well-being. They invest in things that are going to make their lives easier. That's abundance. Carlette says, I'm becoming aligned with my higher self. How will you know? See, I want y'all to start getting precise. I want you to start getting precise. How will you know when you've aligned with your higher self? What does that feel like? What does that look like? I know when I've aligned with my higher self because I get in the flow. I can create easily and effortlessly. Right? When I make these videos and there's a flow and I'm not really, I'm not really thinking too much about what I'm saying. I'm just doing my thing. I know I'm aligned with my higher self. What does that look like for you? You have to know what it looks like in the physical so that you can start doing physical things. Okay? Because a lot of times, I'm telling y'all, it's all in theory, it's all in mind. A lot of the times the work that you're doing it's all theoretical. Yeah, if I do this, then that will happen and it feels good. But I'm telling you, you have to take the thoughts that you've been thinking and start applying action to it. Trial and error to it. My first coaching call was scary as hell, but I had to do it. I had to do it. And then I realized certain things that worked in coaching. I realized certain things that didn't work, and I keep pushing forward. Okay? Definitely comfortable enough to be in this space at this time. Shay, how do you know that you're being a better loving person? How do you show love without depleting yourself? You got to get clear. What are those habits I said that you need to clear out? What is the specific habit? And I'm not saying that you literally have to answer those questions here with me. I'm just telling you what you need to start thinking about. Just telling you what you need to start thinking about. The question, though, is, am I a follower or am I a student? Because some of y'all just like to come on YouTube and get high off of information, and there's no implementation. Students, see, and don't feel bad about the word student. If anybody tells you that there's something wrong with the word student, they're delusional. When you are a student, this means you're always open for growth and transformation. If you feel like you just got it all, you just know it all, you just this and this and this, your ego, your higher self will shut you down. I'm telling you. That's the problem. Even with a lot of spiritual people, you think you know already. You already know the answers. You already understand. And spirit is like, oh, you think so? Oh, you think you know? Well, let me show you. The moment you think you know is the moment where you really don't know shit. That's the truth. Even somebody had put in the chat, I'm a creator. Creators got to learn how to create, though. You got to learn how to create. See, we got to stop just talking, spiritual people. What is your creative force? What is your creative force? In what ways do you create? These are all real questions that you have to really ask yourself, that you really have to be honest about. And I want y'all to stop just being theoretical people. I want you to stop just being philosophical people. I want you to stop just only, thinking. And thinking is powerful, y'all. I'm not taking away the power of thought, because thought is powerful. But you are a spiritual being having a human experience. And because you're having a human experience, that means you have to act on these thoughts. When spirit gives you a download, you have to implement it. You have to do it. You have to trust it. You have to walk the path. Hence the course that's coming out, Dream and I. For all the Patreon members, y'all already know what it is. In Patreon, we're going live talking about walking the path. Walking the path. You got to put one foot in front of the other. You got to put one foot in front of the other. And Carlette, I don't even, definitely you want to pay attention to that intuition without hesitation. That's the goal. But because we have this ego that is ever present, there may be some hesitation. Don't judge yourself for that. You got an ego that is ever present, that is scared of change. So even with the hesitation, you still move forward in intuition. All right? Just join. Honestly, I feel so drained. I know my heart is blocked, but my circumstances make me feel trapped and unsafe. All the constant stress hinders me from doing what I need to do. Ashe, your comment just right now is exactly what I'm talking about. The real question that you have to ask yourself is, well, let me tell the people a little bit. Ashe just put in the chat. I know my heart is blocked, but my circumstances make me feel trapped and unsafe. Okay? All the constant stress hinders me from doing what I need to do. Ashe, what you have put in the chat is something that so many spiritual people experience. So many people, spiritual people experience when you don't have the skills, when you don't have the knowledge, when you don't have the know-how of how to truly implement with where you are right now. There is always, always, always something you can be doing right now that is going to get you one step closer to that freedom. Because if you're feeling blocked, if you're feeling stuck, then you're not free. But there's always something that you can do. There's always something that you can do to ease the stress. Okay? There's always, spirit is never going to box you in. See, that's the religious mindset, family. The religious mindset is the box, the cube, the square, the cross. That's the religious mindset. Okay? Spirituality, there's always going to be a way. There's always going to be an opportunity. Can you see it though? And even if you are not sure, even if, like Carlette said, there's hesitation, even if there's a little fear there, it is your duty to yourself. It is your responsibility to yourself to explore that opportunity, to explore that thing that could possibly open up another aspect of your mind that frees you from this bondage that you're feeling. But you got to take the opportunities. Some of y'all's egos is so thick, you don't take the opportunity. Spirit is never going to keep you in a box. Spirit is never going to block you in. That is ego. Okay? That's ego. And this takes place in any and every aspect of your life. You are never stuck. You are not opening up your mind enough to see the different whispers, the different words, the different people, the different circumstances Spirit has put in place to help you to get to where you got to go. But if you believe you're blocked, if you believe you're stuck, if you believe that you can't move outside of the circumstances, then so it is. And so it shall be. If you believe that it is something outside of you that is stopping you from being your best self, so it is and so it shall be. I'm here to tell you that ideology is a lie. And the more you believe that lie, the more you will find proof that you cannot move in this specific circumstance. The more you believe that you're stagnant, that you're stuck, that you're depressed, that you are, having a dark moment, that you're spiritually attacked, the more you believe all of that shit, the more you make it real for yourself. So this is where cognitive dissonance comes into play. But y'all not ready to go there because you still believe you don't have control over your life. You still believe that you don't have control over your life. And because you have that belief, you don't take action. It's just what it is. Because you have that belief, you don't take the action. I'm here to tell you, take a step. I'm here to, Ashe, beliefs. Definitely 100%. Your environment means a lot. But and I'm saying this to everybody. With love. 100%. In any given situation you are in, there's always going to be space and opportunity for movement, for growth, for expansion, for change. Can you see it? A seed needs proper soil. You are absolutely correct. But we've also seen roses. We've seen roses grow in the dark, right? They say plants need sunlight. Roses can grow in the dark. We've seen a rose in Harlem, as Tiana Taylor would say, grew out of the concrete. grew out the concrete, meaning this environment that did not look favorable for me, I still grew out of. I didn't have this light shining upon me, but I still grew as a rose in the dark. See, I got a whole video on this that's coming out. It's a reel, actually, y'all. And in this quick reel, I basically say, in moments of darkness, and that darkness can be a toxic environment. That darkness can be brokenness. That darkness can be stress. That darkness can be stagnation. That darkness can be toxic relationships. That darkness can be an unhealthy body. The darkness can be anything. The darkness can be anything that makes you feel like your internal light, your soul cannot flourish. The darkness is anything, right? Here's what you got to understand. In the darkness, there's infinite potential because you only can go up from there. In those dark moments, it is infinite potential. You can go, how are you going to go any lower? If you are in a dark, toxic environment where you feel like stuck, where you feel like you cannot move, that means you only can go up from there. There's infinite potential in the darkness. That's what people don't realize. And that, again, is why you must shift your perspective. It is your mind, it is your thought process that is keeping you trapped. When you feel like you don't have any control, this is why you don't have control. Or this is why you cannot move. This is why you cannot see the opportunities that Spirit has placed in front of you. So here's an example. Your home life could be toxic as hell. I know this. I used to be a high school teacher. And I used to work with so many kids who grew up in shitty homes, terrible parents, terrible upbringing. So in that home, there was that darkness. They may feel stuck at home, but when they came to that school and they sat in there with me, I was going to fill their spirit up. I was going to give them love. I was going to give them guidance. I was going to tell them practical things that they can do to start changing and transforming their life, regardless of who their mom and dad is. And so many of my students at the end of the year will come up to me, thank you so much, coach. You really helped me. So their environment is dark, but their spirit, their higher self gave them a coach, gave them a teacher who's going to shed light upon them, who's going to give love to them, who's going to help them to understand that though they're in that space right now, they don't have to stay there. Who's going to let them know that they had somebody who loved and cared about them regardless of what's happening in their household. Okay? So Spirit is always going to give you a space and an opportunity for you to change and transform. Can you see it? Can you take it? Are you going to walk in it? Are you going to walk in it? It's really that simple. How are you going to transform your mind? So I asked you the question again. Are you a student or a follower? You are a follower if you just come on these videos and you just listen and you don't do no work. You are a follower if all you do is come on these videos, you feel all of these emotions, and then you return to your regular life and you take no action. That's follower behavior. And you are not meant to be a follower. You are meant to learn, grow, expand, so that you can share that wisdom with other people. That's what you're meant to do. In order for you to do that, you need to become a student of life. You need to become a student to your experience. You need to become a scientist. The thing about students is that they're always doing work. They're always trying to figure it out. They're always becoming. They're always getting better. And the more you get better in any aspect of your life, the more you will have to give to yourself and the more you'll have to give to others. Okay? So I want you to be honest with yourself and ask yourself that question. I want you to ask yourself that question. I want you to be honest with that. And if you come to realize that you are a follower because you're not taking no action, I want you to ask yourself, what is the first thing that I must do to create change in my life? What is the first habit I must break to create change in my life? Okay? What is the first emotion I must transform to create change in my life? All right? This is the work. This is the work. And you're not in it alone. You're not meant to do it alone. There's support out there for you. There's communities out there for you that can support you and help you in transforming. But are you willing to connect with those people? Are you willing to invest the time, the energy, the focus, the money, the whatever it is? Are you willing to do that? Okay? So I love y'all. I'm going to leave y'all with that. You got work to do. If you are confused about the first step that you need to take in order to create that transformation and stop being a follower and start learning and growing so that you can experience transformation, shoot me an email, book a complimentary call, do any of those things. Shoot me an email, book a complimentary call, do any of those things, and we will get busy. We will have a conversation. All right? Hit the link in my bio, and I'll be talking to y'all soon. Peace. End stream.